Hello, 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 and welcome to another Flourishing Conversations. We are here on a cold, wintry day in Georgia, and we're going to sit down and have a little conversation with the comparable Dr. Gabrielle Starr. And so, one thing about Dr. Starr is that I would like to say is that if you've ever, I don't think many people ever meet somebody, they walk in a room and they be like, "Hey, I'm Joy." That is her personality when she walks up. It's just like, yeah. So, anybody who's ever been around her, that's like the way she says hello from the go, that hey, it's just like, okay, I can tell that life is good to you. And so today we will be talking about um the empowering leadership platform in which Dr. Starr has, and her mission, which is a platform that helps young ladies. And we'll be talking about that platform. We're talking about it with leadership, faith, and purpose, and how she has galvanized that into something amazing. I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit of this lady's this young lady's bio. And it says that she is a vibrant, heartfelt, successful speaker, author, social worker, educator, and I like this right here, shine specialist. Shine specialist. I like that because that does say a lot. She says she helps people by shining brightness into dark places. She is the founder and executive director of the award-winning agency Ladies of Favor Inc., a youth development agency assisting girls in promoting abstinence, embracing spiritual guidance, increasing self-esteem, and building leadership. She is also the founders of Ladies of Favor Dream Academy, an all-girls private Christian school that educates girls academically, spiritually, emotionally, professionally, and socially. She is also with all her heart work. She has also serving the human trafficking program coordinator and advocating for foster care that involves sex trafficking of youth. She is a proud alumni of Albany. Did I say that right? Albany State. Albany State and Clark Atlanta University, where she received a PhD in social work, policy planning, and social sciences. We got us an HBCU grad. I got me an HBCU baby too. He's at Morehouse. So let's welcome Dr. Gabrielle Starr to the Flourishing Conversations platform. How you doing tonight?
I am wonderful. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me tonight. I'm super excited about this conversation. Let's get into it.
I'm gonna have to one of these days. I'm gonna get myself a proper producer, other than myself, and not silence myself every time. But one of the amazing things that well, let me tell you how I first met Dr. Starr. So I met Dr. Starr actually at it was at a Georgia Can event. And I think that was the first time I met you. And you were there with your table to showcase your school. And I think what drew me to you was your uniform, because it was quite fly to be a kid's uniform. Seriously, I said, "Oh, that's kind of nice."
Thank you.
So yeah, ladies of favor walk around looking like we are favored by fashion. Those little girls they're adorable and cute. And then the second time I got a chance to see her was when she was in the midst of doing some school choice advocacy at the Georgia Capitol. And she was one of the amazing school choice advocates that worked hard for the Georgia Promise Scholarship to be here in Georgia. And she brought her girls out to experience lobbying firsthand. And they were actually there on the day of taking pictures when they were signing Bill 233 into law. And they got a chance to take a picture with the governor and everything. And I wanted to get in the picture, but I wasn't dressed as nicely of Favor. So they were like, you could take the picture. So, so I got the picture on my phone. But please tell me what inspired you, first of all, to start this. It's not just a school, but it's a platform that's bigger than a school, and you have many components to it. So what inspired you to start the platform? Could you explain to us exactly what it is?
Yes, absolutely. So, Ladies of Favor as a whole, it's a movement for girls. Our aim is to educate, empower, and expose our girls to greatness. And why did I get into this was because of the fact that when I was younger as a teenager, I went through various difficulties in my life. And so it was through the grace of God, one, and two, mentors and teachers that just showed me that there was something different for me, that there was something more for me. And so I took the same encouragement and support that I received myself. And so I created something to help other young girls that identified with some of the same things that I experienced as a teen. And so initially we started out with just an all girls mentorship program, which I'm sure we'll talk about later. And so we started that actually on Sunday. Will make 18 years that we've had our Ladies of Favor mentoring program, which is a nonprofit organization, which really builds on the confidence of young girls. And so within that, I'm just moving along, helping young girls through mentorship, taking them out of the country, helping them really see who they are, really helping them obtain their voice, which sometimes young girls can, sometimes disappear in the background and not look and know who they really truly are. And so it was my mission, and it is my mission, to help young girls find their voice. And so through that, the speaking came, the books came, and then the school came. I am a social worker by profession, so that wasn't necessarily always on the radar. But, sometimes when God gives you something to do, you have to be obedient. And so I started Ladies of Favor Dream Academy, which is the entity under Ladies of Favor. And it's a Christian private school, very non-traditional. We're trying to ensure that our scholars are educated. The total girl is educated, not just academically, but spiritually, emotionally, and socially and professionally. We want our young girls to understand that as they, mature, as they flourish, as they thrive, I want them to know their worth. Education is the sounding board, and we believe in that. However, we also believe that, confidence and character are significant attributes that young girls should have so that they can flourish in life later on.
I thought that was amazing when you said confidence and character. Mm-hmm. Because those two things together, the ability to advocate for yourself, but also the wherewithal to have a moral compass. Yes. Because we can't advocate for the wrong things and everything. I was when you were also talking about you have multiple components that you put into with the girls. You said you took the girls out. Did you say out the country?
Yes. So prior to even starting the school, I just believe in experiences. I believe that experiences will definitely take you far. And so we created this fundraiser. We partnered with EF Tours, and we took our scholars to Costa Rica and Panama. Some of them had never been on a plane before. Of course, the majority of them didn't have a passport. And so we were able to take a Spanish class throughout the year through the mentorship program. And at the end, we were able to travel to those countries and really have an amazing experience. And then later on, some of the students actually went to London as well. And so I believe in experiences altogether, whether it be here or abroad, just showing people that we have more similarities than differences. And I wanted to show those little girls who have never even, came out of the city of Atlanta, that there is a huge world out there for you. And so that was the purpose behind that global travel.
Yeah, because I noticed, like with Lady of Favors, you have the 3 E's.
Yes.
What are your 3 E's?
Sure. Mm-hmm. Education, empowerment, and exposure. We educate, and through the educational piece, ensuring that they are academically sound through our, girls' school. And then through the empowerment piece, we offer mentorship, we offer coaching, and also counseling. And through exposure, we have our signature events that we do, i.e., a princess ball. We do that annually. We have galas, fashion shows, and also the She Matters movement as well.
Yeah, I noticed you were talking about when you said the events that you have and everything. Because when we were talking in the beginning, you said, "Hey, this happened, then this happened, then this happened, then the school." So I wanted to talk more about your journey before you got to the school, because obviously, once you get to the school, you've gotten to a place where you understand your dream, you understand your passion, and now you're ready to pour into these girls. What was one of the first things, thinking back on it, you said, I want to accomplish this particular thing as you were on that pathway to creating the actual school?
Well, like I stated before, the school was a byproduct of this mentorship. I just wanted to help girls. I wanted to help girls that identify with me. I wanted to be to young girls what I needed someone to be to me. And so that's why I started Ladies of Favor as a whole. And I never thought that a school was going, quite honestly, I didn't even think a school was on the horizon. And so I fought with even stepping out and starting the school because, of course, the insecurities that come in your mind. I'm a social worker. This is not my area of expertise, but there is a need, and there is there are youth and there are girls who need what Ladies of Favor has to offer. And so once I got out of me, I said, you know what, I have to be obedient and do what I need to do. So the school was not even a thought until one day, there were little seeds that had been planted. The church that I'm affiliated with, we actually have Upper Room Ministries. We actually have a Christian school. And I never forget on my journey, and this was a time where I was really trying to figure out what's next. I was, just going through, and I actually worked at the school, and I never forget my apostle pretty much spoken to my life that, you never know why God has you here. Maybe you'll start an all-girls school one day. And that was years prior to me even starting the school. And I'm like, nah, not me. And then one particular day, there was a supporter, a young lady that I met actually on Facebook. She would send me handwritten letters every single, month, just to encourage me to continue to move forward with the mission and the vision. And one particular day, she came from out of town, and she wanted to meet face to face, and we met up for dinner. And the night previously, I had, actually had some alone time and prayed, and I said, if this is really meant for me to do to start this school, show me a sign. The next day, she sowed a seed into the vision of $8,000 to start the school. And I knew at that moment, I have to be obedient, and I have to step out. I have to push past the fear, and I have to go forth with what I know I'm supposed to do.
Isn't it beautiful, like when you have those moments of you are in the midst of almost imposter syndrome and doubt, and God sends somebody along to say, no, child, I picked you. I picked you for a reason. I picked you for this moment. And not only that, I'm going to show up and prove to you in a way that you can tangibly see, because I see your faith is shaking. Having a Gideon moment. Is the ground wet? Is the fleece dry? You like, he said, I'm going to show up in a tangible moment and give you and have a check for you. I remember something very similar happened to me with the very first Flourish conference. We wanted to do it, but I was unsure about it. And I went to a conference, and I was it was in a population. There wasn't a lot of people that looked like me. And this lady sat me down and she asked me, she said, why are you here? I thought that it was a contentious question, but I think she was purposefully asking me about my platform. And why we were Georgia Black Home Educators. And at the time I told her, the reason why I say Georgia Black Home Educators is because I'm calling my people forward to educate our children in a different way. I said, if Jesus could have said all y'all, he wouldn't have said Jews and Gentiles. I said, I said, I feel like it's important to call people by their name and and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm using that in my title. And she talked to somebody who was there. And by the time we got to the end, we sent in a little application about a grant. Come to find out, she was a part of that to make sure that we got the first $25,000 to do the first conference. Like,
Wow. Look at
people
that.
like, and at that time you're thinking this, so you gotta rethink the fact that, you know what am I thinking about myself? I bet you there's somebody out there right now who's having that moment going, thinking about, I don't know if I can do this, and I don't know if I can do that. Take it from Dr. Starr. Have some alone time. And in that alone time, she asked some questions, and he was like, I have an answer for you.
That's
That
right.
is amazing. So you said it started with a mentorship program.
Yes.
And that mentorship program, has it continued? I mean, in addition to the school, has it turned into anything else? Because you said there were also
Yes.
other opportunities you're a part of.
Yeah, so mentorship, we have never closed our doors with that. That is our first love. That is our passion. And we actually have our headquarters location where the community can come to us, but we're also in various schools in Douglasville, in Douglas County, Clayton County. And so we're able to provide mentorship to young girls in various aspects. So mentorship will always be around. That's the first love. That's the reason everything else exists. Because what we are providing is a true safe space for girls to truly be able to be transparent, to discuss things that they have going on, and to know that there's a circle of support around you. There are people that love you. There are people that are rooting for you, and there are people that's going to push you into your purpose. And so the mentorship will never die down. The vision is huge. And so, in the future, we hope to expand to various states and be able to really create this movement throughout, because it truly is a global movement. And we want to be a one-stop shop for girls. We want girls to come. You're educated, you're empowered, and you're exposed. That's where, our excitement comes from. When we can see a young girl who struggled with confidence, who struggled with, just insecurities and not understanding her worth, who's now an attorney. I have some young ladies who are now lawyers, first generation college students. Some are married. It has been a whirlwind of greatness. And I know that it was through actually one of mentees. We have an alumni program that we're kicking off, but with our alumni program, one of my young ladies came back actually recently and was like, I have to volunteer for She Matters because Ladies of Favor did so much for me. She's now a graduate, of college, and now she's a registered nurse. So she realizes that those seeds that we planted years ago in her life helped shape her into the woman she is today.
Yeah, that's amazing it's a true testament when you're working with young people and working with children, and they take the time to come back. Mm-hmm. Because so many of us, we once we pass one stage, we kind of move on, but to intentionally come back and say, I not only want to thank you for what you did, I want to pour into what you did with me. I know you have an event, and this event is more of the mentorship that's going to be available to the girls. And so this event, and see, the flyer is just as colorful and joyful as Dr. Starr. I like it. So can you tell us more about this amazing opportunity you have for girls that are coming up soon?
Yeah, so She Matters 2025 is coming up. This is our 7th annual She Matters conference. So back in 2015, I received a vision to write a book called She Matters. And this was birthed from that book. And my first event we had, there were several girls, actually 5 girls, who shared their stories, and they just wanted to be able to share with other young girls to let them know that they weren't by themselves. And so that's how it originated. And there was not a dry eye in the house. And so from that point, I said, I have to keep doing this. And so I continued with with the program. I continued with the conference, and it has gone bigger and bigger. And now I'm able to offer it at my alma mater, Forest Park High School, which I graduated from. And so it's so important that I'm giving back as well. And so She Matters 2025 is the conference of the year. Like, it's the empowerment conference. If you want your daughters to come and be engaged, have fun, meet new people, come out of their comfort zones, She Matters 2025 is the place for her. We have amazing speakers, great panels. Some of our panels consist of being God's girl in a world where everybody's doing everything else. How do I stay stay consistent in being who I am and being rare? We talk about entrepreneurship. We have a college panel, HBCU edition. We have a Mind of Men panel where we're going to talk about healthy friendships and relationships. It's just going to be amazing. There's a signature thing that I do where I crown each young lady, and that day every girl will be crowned. It's just a beautiful experience. It's fun. It's impactful. It's just an amazing thing. And it's for middle and high school girls. February the 1st, 2025. This is our 7th annual. We're partnering with Clayton County Public Schools to host this event. It's going to be amazing. We have some other sponsors and other volunteers. We have amazing volunteers. Last year, the Falcon cheerleaders came out to greet the girls as they came in. It's phenomenal. It's going to be great. Yes, that's us. We are still looking for, volunteers, donors and sponsors and things of that nature. We want an experience like none other for these girls. And so if I have to ask everyone, I will ask, because at the end of the day, it's for these young ladies to feel better about themselves. I work with girls daily. I just left middle school, and I'll just share with this quick story. A young lady just basically, my heart just went out. They are dealing with reality, and a lot of the things that they're experiencing, they need a space, they need conversation, and they need someone to be very transparent, not to sugarcoat things, not to act like, everything is okay. No, it will be okay eventually, but there are some things that you have to do. There's some, a mindset shift that you must have to know your worth, to know who you are, and to stand in that. So that's what She Matters is about.
Yes, we have She Matters. It is a conference that's here. It's very interesting. You've actually fall on the last day of school choice week, I think.
Yes.
On the last day of school choice week. And so, Flourish is right before that. It's on like the 30th, 31st. This conference right here is definitely an empowerment conference for teenagers. Sometimes it's hard to find quality events that you feel comfortable with your children being at all day. You're not just dropping them off and trying to figure out like, okay, so what's going to be talked about here. Dr. Starr is very intentional about the space and the place in which she creates for these girls to be there and be a part of this event. Please go to ladiesoffavor.org/events. And please get your tickets. This is an inexpensive ticket. It is $20. And so I think, and I'm going to put it out here to the community, there are some of us who are not going to be able to attend because we are adult women, but at the same time, we can donate a ticket to a girl. Why don't we help Dr. Starr's platform? And if you're seeing this before the event, take a moment and donate. Just buy a ticket to the platform so that she has all that she needs while she's putting this together, because it is a lot to steward the hearts of children. And especially we're dealing with a lot of kids. And I think even post-pandemic, we still have some kids who have some tender spots they're still nursing and dealing with and everything. And they're so close to adulthood. We want to make sure we still have an opportunity to really love on them some more. And this is a wonderful opportunity. So please, lend your support. Reach out to Dr. Starr also, because Ladies of Favor Academy is they are open, and they are accepting students right now. If you
Yes.
would like to donate to her school, to the school, there is a donation button on her website. Um, Something else you were talking about, and I was like, you were talking about your book, and you said this all started with a book. I tell you, for the longest time, I've been writing a book, but that's a bunch of sticky notes. Like, it's not really a book. It's a bunch of thoughts. It's like I got a title for my book, Dora.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a title. It's called, what is it? Tales of the Catastrophizing Homeschool Supermom. Like, I was like, because I will get things done, but I will take my mind through everything that can go wrong in every scenario. So I always say, like, hey, I'm a catastrophizer, but the Lord is working on me, because he says focus on those things that are true, good, pure, and
Yes.
of virtue. So I'm trying to do that. In your book, which is actually really, really cute, I love how the book, you actually do a play on your name. Dr. Starr, and your book is called Standards. And everything. Can you tell us more quickly about your book? Because I did want to take a chance. I did get a chance to read through some of it.
Okay.
And this is not a book. This is not a book interview, because book interviews, you like, okay, we're gonna start on page 8 and everything. And I love those interviews, and I do have one of those coming up in the future with Amber O'Neal. But so we're gonna definitely have to come back and like
Yes.
go into it. But I just want you to take a moment to like really talk about, like, oops, why are you smaller than me? Like, that should be the other way around. You should be like, but can you talk to us a little bit about your book, and how at you have your website and everything, and I'll put that information up at it is I Am Star. Yeah.
I am drstar.com. I am
Oh, okay.
drstar.com. So yeah, okay. So I've written 3 books and I'm working on my 4th one now. I will say to you, get it out of your head, because there is someone that needs the words that you have, that you will put on paper. Someone needs that. So my first book is entitled For My Good: The Struggle Made Me Stronger, which is actually a book about pretty much my life and the things that I went through as a young girl, and how I was able to overcome. And so part 2 of that particular book is on the way. And then there was Standards, which is a girl's guide to greatness. I wrote that to my 13-year-old self. And so it includes affirmations, activities in there, just to really build upon the confidence of young girls. And the latest book is called Standards: Becoming Whole While Single. So this is not a book, to be in a relationship or anything like that. It's a book to help women become whole in your season of waiting for something to change. And so it's about really pouring into yourself, doing what you need to do so that you can become whole and become greater than ever before. You're on mute. It's okay.
Lord. So if you, I'm pretty sure you're looking at the screen, you see I am drstar.com. Please go there to actually partake of her book and get some amazing messaging about her story, from her story. And the story she wrote to her 13-year-old self. I really like that you said you wrote a book to your 13-year-old self. It's interesting. I think about that because my daughter's 13. She just turned 14. And I remember looking at her one day, because my mom, she was, my mom's lived with me for a while here, and she just got her own place and everything. She had rehabilitated from stroke and everything, thank God. And so I remember during this time, I'm looking at my daughter and I'm like, I'm trying to parent you through a season that I didn't get this type of parenting when I was 13. Love my mom. Things are very different. I love my mom. She's absolutely been my supporter. But different generations do things differently.
Absolutely.
And so I'm just trying to take some more conscious spaces to give her the space to learn how to advocate for herself. Even though I do want to tell her, girl, if you don't clean that room, just do it. Like, we're not going to discuss it another day.
Right.
But I do love that you wrote a book to your 13. I feel like that age I felt like between 13 and 15, I was just like, ugh. There was a part of me that felt, ugh.
Yes, those are some of the most crucial years that we've had to survive. And for me, that's when a lot of things started going left in my life. And so, what I did not know and what I did not realize was that I was enough and that I was necessary. And that's what a lot of our young girls are experiencing. They, do certain things because they don't realize who they are. They don't realize what they offer and bring to the table. And so they sometimes think they're uncool or they're weird or, whatever society puts on them, the labels, and sometimes they believe the lies that they tell themselves. And so I wanted to just encourage young girls through those affirmations, through the stories. It's certain aspects of the book, of the She Matters book, that really talks to myself about the confidence. It talks to me about friendships. It talks to me about, staying pure and all those different things. And so, that's where this whole thing derives from, and just knowing that you are enough and you're necessary.
That's beautiful. You are enough and you are necessary. So one more time, I want to just make sure you take a moment to get in connection with Dr. Starr, especially at her go to ladiesoffavor.org/event, especially if you want to be a part of the amazing event that she has going on, She Matters Girl Conference 2025 for teen and middle school girls. It is an empowerment conference. And so please support in whatever way in which you can. This is a wonderful platform for and we are totally in awe of you, Dr. Starr.
This was fun. Thank you so much.
This was fun. You think? Yeah, I had some people who go, I don't know what was gonna happen, but it seemed like it went quick. It was going quick. But we just want to take a moment. I just want to take a moment to make sure that I'm speaking to you, because everyone I try speaking to by the end of this conversation, I say that if you haven't been told today, thank you. We appreciate you, and we appreciate what you do for the legacy that you will get to see. I pray that everybody who pours into children before they leave this earth, that they get to hear how they have impacted a child's life, and you've already experienced some of that blessing. And so be blessed. I pray that everything goes well at your conference, because I know running a conference is like sometimes it's fun on day of, but it's for the birds when you're in the process. You like, we're in the process still. But so no. And once again, I want to say from our heart to your heart in the community, we thank you and we appreciate it. I know your families really, really, really value you. Is there anything you want to leave everyone with, and just talk from your heart?
Well, again, thank you so much. And the blessings that you bestowed upon me, I pour those back on you and every endeavor that you have. I just want to speak to the parents. I want to speak to the young ladies, to the youth altogether, to the young men, whomever may be watching. You have purpose to fulfill. You have something that you have to do. Do not allow fear, do not allow circumstances stop you from greatness. There is something in this world that only you can do. And before you leave here, you have to do it. Be bold with your vision. Be bold with your mission, because someone is dependent on you to birth what it is on the inside. So stay encouraged, stay lifted, and know if it's not all right now, eventually it will be. All things will work together for your good. Be blessed, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Starr. And just so that everybody knows that when during this time when we're doing the podcast, we always, with all our podcasts, we put up a discount for the podcast. And so for today, we are putting out this podcast. It is the word podcast. If you go to flourishhomeschoolevents.org and you click on to get a ticket, you type in podcast and you get an additional 35% off the conference.
Mhm.
We are just grateful to have the opportunity to present to so many of our families the beautiful things that are going to be going on at the in our space and at the conference. I
Get
am
your tickets now.
Yes, get your
Get your
tickets now.
tickets.
Get
Get
your
those
tickets.
tickets now. And that's something every parent needs to be in the house. If you're looking for something, an alternative for your children, be in the place. Be at the conference January 29th through the 31st. You will definitely, you won't regret it. So get your tickets, code podcast, so you can get some percentages off.
Yes, go ahead and check us out. We are excited to have you there. If I'm trying to think, if you are a family who's saying like, it may not necessarily fit my budget at this moment to participate in the podcast, we by all means want everyone to have that opportunity. Please reach out to us at info@georgiablackhomeeducators.org. We do try to make sure at this platform that no one goes without the opportunity to meet over 20 different homeschooling mentors, participate in 12 different sessions that are possibly available, from everything from how to turn an IEP into a student education plan to how to homeschool to through high school and even into the Ivy League. That is something that we have done here with these children on our home in our homeschool community, Lord. And we are so thankful that the Lord has really blessed us with that. So we're just going to go ahead and close it out, and we thank you once again, Dr. Starr, for giving us your time and for giving us your space to be able to just really have a moment with you and talk about all the wonderful things. So that does it for us here at the Flourishing Conversations podcast. We will see you next time. Be blessed. And enjoy this extra day over the weekend. I know I will. And we will see you later. Keep having those flourishing conversations. Talk to y'all later.